Hello, Eastern Alabama. I'm Sunny Stalter from Auburn, and I want to say War Eagle and watch me on Jeopardy.
I basically have wanted to be on Jeopardy since I was 12 or 13. Sent in a postcard for the teen tournament and got picked for an audition for that. So my parents drove me 6 hours from Central Illinois to the Mall of America in Minnesota. And we met Alex Trebek there, and even though I didn't get into the teen tournament, that was the first step on this whole journey. I mean, I tried out when I was in graduate school in New York. I tried out my second year at Auburn, made it past the online test into the audition stage in Chicago, and tried out with the online test again this February. Got the call for an audition. It was 3 weeks before my wedding, so I really wrestled with whether or not I was going to do it. But finally decided that I did, and I really feel like my experience with auditioning and, just the positive energy from being about to get married really worked in my favor. I'm from Illinois originally, from Peoria, and I did my undergraduate work in Chicago at Loyola. Ended up working with some great English professors who work in American modernism and British modernism that really influenced my focus. I see them at conferences now and have to call them by their first names. It feels very awkward. You're Dr. Chinitz to me. I can't call you David. My second game was full of the categories that would have come up in my nightmare game of Jeopardy. There was a category of questions about Idaho. There was a category of questions that was the 1600s. And there was one in Double Jeopardy on my second game was Russian composers. And all three of us were just avoiding Russian composers like the plague. We left 3 questions on the board from that one. So the second game was just full of those. But luckily enough, they were all categories that both of my competitors were dreading too. So it ended up being a really low-scoring game. But the other two games, all the categories were pretty good. I think the biggest lesson for me about this whole thing has been, if you want to do something like this, you just have to keep trying, because I figured out something new about the process every single time that I went. The first time, it didn't make it past the first test. The second time, I made it past the first test, but froze up when they asked me questions in the personality interview. So by the third time I went as an adult, I knew what the process was like, I knew what they were expecting, and that made it a lot easier.